Hi guys, hope you're keeping fine. So, I recently received a present from a friend, and I have to say I'm really pleased with this new razor. It's a lovely shape. It's a Druidic from UK, and as you can see, it's a fixed blade, a bit of Camisori style. It's made of damascus steel mainly, and the edge is from just carbon steel. So it's a really nice piece, quite heavy, quite big, I have to say. It's really nice. Although Drew did a good job to hone it, I have to say I'm a bit picky there. So I tried it and found it good, but could be a lot more smooth. So today what we're gonna do is just give a little refresh on the stones. So we're gonna only use the Japanese stones. So first, I don't want to damage the spine, so I will put a bit of protective tape on top. So we make sure that we don't insert any bubbles between the tape and the blade. Cut the excess. We're gonna take the Sharpie just to put slightly on the edge, just to make sure that we have a good flat blade on the stone. So when you put your your blade on the stone, the Sharpie should go away. If not, you have to adapt your move. So here I was a bit stupid because I wanted to show you the first edge image under the microscope, but I did it after putting the Sharpie, so sorry about that. So we're gonna start with an Asano Nagura Tenju. So the Tenju is around 6-7k grit. And the base stone is a Nakayama stone from Kyoto. It's an LV5++, so extremely hard. And I think it is from 1970. It's quite old. It's an amazing stone. I recently acquired this stone and I'm really happy with it. It's very large, so you can use the whole blade on it. So that's it. We have raised the slurry, and now we're gonna do as many laps as needed with this first stone. So not sure if you've noticed, but this is actually not a fully flat blade. The edge has a smile, very small smile, not very big one, but still a smile, and I'd like to keep it. So I have to make sure that when I'm putting the blade on the stone and honing it, I need to curve a bit my move. It can't be fully flat and fully straight, otherwise I will flatten the middle and we will lose the smile. So make sure that you keep your elbow very high up. That will help you to keep the blade ultra flat on the stone. And as you can see at the end, when I'm reaching the end of the stone, I'm putting back the slurry on the stone. So we look at the light, if it goes through the edge well, and then we're just gonna have a first look under the microscope. So that's the magic of the JNAT Japanese natural stones. Really nice edge, very smooth. Now we remove the rest of Tenju. And we will go with the Asano Nagura Mejiro. So this one is around 8 to 9k. Great. So we rub the Nagura on the main stone, and then at the end we will bring the slurry near us to start with the blade directly on it. So I'm using my other hand to keep the blade very flat on the stone, but I'm not putting much pressure on it. If you do, you will end up with a very flat edge and quite high up. That you don't really want that. That's it. We clean the blade. You've got to be extremely careful here. The blade is extremely sharp at this stage. And now we're gonna move to the last Nagura, which is the Tomo Nagura. The Tomo Nagura is almost as hard as the base stone, so we will have a grit around 12k plus. And here the difference is the slurry is brown compared to the Asano where it was white. Often with Naguras, you've got to make sure that there is no big bits in the slurry, otherwise it might damage the edge. You see here, oh, that's it, removed. It might damage the edge and scratch it, and then you've got to start from scratch again. So at this stage, there is really not a lot of pressure. Only the weight of the blade is enough. Just keep the blade well flat on the stone. And here what I do is I cut it with water more and more until a point where it would be only clear water on the main stone to have the final grit, which is probably around 15k. And just a very light pressure. Let's dry the blade. Try to not dry the blade where you have already previous dust from other stones. And now the light is going through very well. Let's have a look under the microscope, and that's it. We have the final edge. Very smooth, very regular, and nicely flat. So the next step is really to put it under the strop. So usually I would do 150 laps with shell Cordovan horsehide strop, but to be honest, any kind of strop can do, as long as you're just doing the nice move on it, and that's it. So it was easy enough. After the strop, what we're gonna do is the hanging hair test. It's a good test to give you a feedback on how well or bad you did your honing, but eventually at the end the shaving test is the ultimate test. So now I've done the stropping, I've done 150 laps, and we'll do the hanging hair test. Not bad. Nice feedback. So try to cut the hair on different spaces on the edge, and that's it. And then I finish, of course, by a shaving test, and this time I use this really cool set from Pinnacle Grooming, God Save the Queen, and I really got a nice shave, I have to say. I really like this new toy. So that's it for now. Hope you liked the video. Thanks. Goodbye.